Sorry, guys, I'm a disaster today. Anyway, so we're gonna jump to my next notes. I have been mentoring. The topics that we're going to cover tonight, I feel like are super essential in the growth of your business. Number one, I have been mentoring with Rachel Bodie, who is going to be a speaker at Summit. If you are a director and above, make sure, and you are coming in person, make sure and come to our personal training that we are going to have. It's an intimate training just with her. But what I love so much is what she kind of taught me is in January, I went to her and I said, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I've been here 5.5 years, you guys. We're always innovating. We are always moving in our businesses. And for a long time, I feel like we were just running and juggling, like just trying to get things put together, and like stay afloat, as in like keep up with everything. And I truly look at this slowdown, and I've said this before, as one of the biggest blessings, that we can patch any holes that we've had and kind of just like move forward in an even more structured and secure and like stable manner. And so I'm really excited about that. But I went to Rachel and I was like, dude, I don't even know what I'm doing. And I don't necessarily know exactly what to tell my team to do. And we were still like going crazy and growing, obviously, at that time too. And what I love so much is she really, really simplified the process for me. And not only me, if you were in the mastermind with her, we had a few people in a mastermind with her. They also learned these steps. And we feel like it's very essential for everyone to look at them, because there are a lot of really shiny things in this business. If you are looking at your business and are like, oh my gosh, now I got to do this and this and this and show up here and do all these things, and you're feeling a little bit lost in your business, or you're sitting in overwhelmed defeat, kind of just whatever, you're either doing one of two things. You are sitting in inaction, or your mind is racing, and maybe your mind is racing, but you're still sitting in inaction, which I've been there before. Or maybe you are running in 100 different like 100 different directions and not really getting anything done because you feel like you need to hold all of these balls. I truly feel that we can simplify the process for you. And maybe you are a leader and you don't know how to help your downline. That's common, right? Sometimes we all have different businesses. We all are building, we have our own businesses, and we are here to help our teams. And sometimes we don't necessarily know exactly how to tell them to find success. So this is kind of what we're going to be focusing on. We've already done a call with Rachel for the team, but I'm going to break it down again. So there are 3 pillars that you need to be hitting inside of your business. And I'm going to be covering one. Shalini is going to cover another one. And then Angel is going to cover another one. And then we'll kind of end it with some information as we head into August as well. So the 3 pillars to grow a stable and successful business. And underneath these pillars, there are a lot of different moving parts, right? It can look different. I'm not telling you to have the same business as somebody else, but these are the 3 things that you definitely need to be adding into your business. Number 1 is meeting new people and increasing visibility. Connecting, right? We need to be meeting people and increasing our visibility, because we can sit there and yell from our tiny little squares on the internet, and you may not feel like anybody's listening. You may not be getting in the interaction that you want. And I'm going to break that down in a second. The next thing is adding value, the next pillar. So meeting new people, increasing visibility and connecting, adding value. And then the last one is inviting people in. So if you are struggling in growth, I want you to look at your business, or maybe you are excelling. I want you to look at your business and kind of evaluate. If you are missing one of these 3 pieces, it's a simple awareness and a simple shift that can make a massive difference in your business. So if you are meeting people, if you're doing just 2 of these things, if you're meeting people and adding value, but you are not inviting them in, you are missing a massive step in growing a sustainable business and growing your team, right? But if you are meeting people and inviting them in, but you're not adding value, they have no reason why they would want to join. Maybe they're ghosting you. Maybe they aren't even like, oh, I guess, like, I don't even know why I would want to join you, because they don't know who you are. You haven't added value. You haven't told them why they would want to join, and you haven't added and kind of connected with them in that way. But if you are meeting people and oh wait, no, we already did that one. Meeting people and immediately by inviting them in, you don't have any kind of like connective tissue with them, right? But if you are adding value and inviting people in, chances are you feel like you are talking to the same people over and over and over again. And you're like, nobody wants to join. I've talked to literally everybody that I know, and nobody's commenting on my posts. So you have to have all 3 of those to really find success in this business. And I hope that that also gives you, number 1, direction as we kind of break these all down, but also a lot of excitement, because these are like little levers in your business that you can shift and find a big difference. And it may be a slow roll at first, but it is a direction in an area that we definitely, we know as you work on these 3 pillars that will make the biggest difference in your business. So Obviously, if you look at these three things, the success formula, you're meeting people, you're adding value, inviting them in. What does that sound like? The party formula. Because that is why Zaya has pushed parties. That is why we have kind of been in the party business, because those are the three things that we do in parties. We meet new people, we add value through what Zaya can do for them. All, you know, we're customer service for them. We're showing them all the different outfits, and then we're inviting them to either host a party or join as a rep or join your VIP page. Those are the three things. That is the success formula. But you are not just stuck to doing that in parties. There's so many other ways for you to grow even outside of parties. Yes, parties are incredible. And I want you to know that you will live the life you focus on. If you focus on the fact that you can't book parties and nobody wants to host a party, you are definitely not going to be hosting any parties. You're not going to be getting any parties. But there's a whole other aspect that you can do. If parties aren't working for you right now, there is so much more that you can be doing to grow your business. So I am going to actually turn it over to Shalini and then I'll cover kind of connecting and meeting new people. She's going to talk about inviting, and then she has a party that she's going to go live in, or a launch party for one of her reps. So I'm going to turn it over to her, and then I will go, and then Angel, I'll have you go.
Perfect. Thanks, Sarah. I'm super excited. I know we're doing this kind of all off kilter, so I could hop off. But even maybe to start with, inviting is beneficial only because it offers like this umbrella view of right where the funnel kind of ends. I think so many of us can often, right, inviting is not necessarily a foreign concept. We talk about inviting to our businesses all the time, but I think it is a concept that can kind of be intimidating or overwhelming. So my goal in the time that I have here with you is just to simply simplify inviting for all of us, and maybe provide a different approach or perspective than you might have thought about inviting to begin with. So think of a machine to begin with. Think of a machine. So there are many parts that make up a whole, right? It's not, a machine is not just like one piece of metal that does a million different things. The machine itself is made up of many, many, many parts. So when a part is missing from a machine or not functioning as it is supposed to or should, the machine itself doesn't work efficiently or at all. So taking that concept or idea of a machine, I want you to think of your business maybe for the first time as a machine. There are many parts to your business. We know this, right? From the party format to all of the different vendors events that we could be doing, right? Just depending on how you want to run your business, your machine is uniquely yours and looks vastly different than anybody else's. And that is a good thing. So there are many parts to your business, that your machine, right? And inviting is one integral function or piece of your machine. But within inviting, there are many parts as well, right? So you have your business, your Zaya business, and then you have all these different pieces of your machine. One part of that is inviting, but within this part that is inviting, there are also multiple steps or pieces within that. So as I was thinking about this, I kind of sat and thought of my own business as a machine. And I thought, okay, Shal, like, what are the components of inviting in your business? So here are mine, and hopefully they're beneficial to you. And they're probably a lot of the same things that make up your components of inviting. First and foremost, so I'm going to give you 5 components of inviting. So first, be open to new relationships. And I'm not going to like dive into this because this is going to be a topic that's going to be further expanded on even on this call, but be open to new relationships. I can look back in my 3.5 years of building my Zaya business, and I can recognize that when it was most difficult for me to invite, I was actually not necessarily even open to new relationships. And quite frankly, and like, I'm like almost embarrassed to share this out loud. Like, I had to let go of this like prideful piece of me that thought like the number of followers, like the number of people that I follow have to be like way below the number of people that follow me. Like, it's just this like dumb thing that I thought in my brain that like is completely meaningless. But really, I was like, Shal, what the heck are you doing? Like, the point of your business is to love and on and serve people. Like, why the heck do you care about numbers, right? Numbers are such an integral part of our business, but I think sometimes we can twist them in our minds to like be more important when they're actually not important. And that was one of them for me. So I really had to recognize, like, in order to invite to my team or to the hosting opportunity, whatever, I need to be open to new relationships. So that being said, that's number one. A component of inviting, being open to new relationships. Number two, be willing to engage. And I caveat that with saying cultivating relationship takes time. We know this, right? If we meet somebody new, we're not going to be like, hey, do you want to go on a 10-day vacation with me and my family next week, right? Cultivating that relationship takes time. And that is a gift of our business because we really are in the service industry. And once we begin to acknowledge that and internalize that, inviting becomes fun. So be willing to engage. You don't have to be talking about Zaya 24/7 with the new people that you're cultivating a relationship with. Maybe you have kids the same age or in the same grade. Maybe you just went on a vacation at the same place and are looking for food recommendations, right? Any of these things can lead to connection. Number three, remaining detached from any sort of outcome. This was huge for me in my business when it came to inviting. For so long, I put so much pressure on myself to make every single connection mean something to me in the long run. Like, okay, I'm connecting right now in order to ask her to invite to host later, or to send her free gear later, or to invite her to my team later. When that pressure honestly was debilitating to me and wore me out and exhausted me, because a lot of times my connections went nowhere. And I think the heart of it comes back to, and that was like really, really early on my business. And thankfully learning fast enough to know like, oh yeah, again, we are in a profession that is service oriented. Whether or not she joins my team or buys from me or hosts a party is no skin off my nose. I just know, and this is something that Rachel shared with a group of us too, is like, I just know that I left little drops of sunshine, and those are little connection points, and I can feel really good about that. And if nothing ever comes, like, I just know that I was a good human to her. And quite frankly, I think we all need lots of good humans around us that are not looking for anything in particular other than to leave little drops of sunshine. So remaining detached from any outcome was really important. And I would like even put under that kind of umbrella, that third point is not assuming anything of anybody. I spent a lot of time early on in my business assuming that, well, I know they're in a tough financial position, so she's probably not going to want to buy, or she's probably not going to want to host, or she's probably not going to want to join my team. I spent way too much time instead of just serving and adding value, like Sara mentioned, and being present and open. I spent a lot of time just assuming for the person. So remaining detached, I think also is within that umbrella, is not assuming an answer for anybody. So just being cognizant of that, because we just never know who could benefit from this opportunity, whether it's the product or the business, etc. Number four, be you. I mentioned this already, but your machine, right? Your Zaya business is going to look 100% different from anybody else's Zaya business. And I would even be willing to go so far as, if you're trying to duplicate somebody else's business and be identical to how they run their business, it is going to wear you out. You're not going to invite at all, because it's not going to feel like yours to invite to. It's going to feel like somebody else's to invite to. So one of the biggest things that I have like given myself permission to be is me. And it's been so, so, so fruitful, because the people that, you know, are drawn to me, and the people that are not. And it's kind of a beautiful process of just by being myself, or like when you go to an event and you're just yourself, you attract and you draw people that want to converse with you, that are interested in what you're doing, whether it's Zaya or whether it's all of those extracurriculars or those hobbies that you have. So be you. Your machine is unique to you, and that is a gift in this business, because it doesn't have to be identical to anybody else's. I think one of the reasons we stop inviting to our businesses can often be that we're too busy looking around to see how everybody else is running their business. And we're too focused on what's going on out there, instead of honing in on like, okay, what are the mechanics of my business? Where do I need to tweak, adjust, tighten up, etc.? I know Sara uses the example of like, where do I need to patch the holes in the boat? The same can be said here, especially when it comes to being yourself in your business. You will only start to invite and enjoy the inviting process, because I think a lot of this like is, how do we make inviting enjoyable and not like terrifying and overwhelming, be yourself. And sometimes that's a really difficult thing to come face to face to ourselves and to have to sit with ourselves and ask like, okay, who am I? What am I into? What are my likes? What are my dislikes? How do I add value? Believing that you have a value to add, right? And then starting from that place of being yourself. So your machine is unique to you and let it be yours. And then number 5, this is my last point to tie it all together, track your progress for an understanding of your efficiency. This is something that, quite frankly, I was doing for a while, stopped doing altogether. And I can look in my back office and see, like, quite frankly, this year has been a struggle bus to invite for me. I truly believe because I wasn't tracking my progress of how many people am I asking to come join me after I've cultivated these relationships and added value? How many times am I posting a week about the business opportunity, about the hosting opportunity? I wasn't tracking any of that. And we know that what we focus on grows, what we track grows. When I started tracking, it was very apparent to me where I could tighten the screws. It was very apparent to me where my gaps were in my machine of, oh, okay, in my mind, I was thinking that I was inviting to the business opportunity multiple times a week. In fact, I was inviting to the business opportunity 2 times a month. That makes sense why I'm not inviting / building my team, because I'm actually not sharing as much about it as I actually think I am in my mind. So track your progress for an understanding of your efficiency, not to be discouraged by it, but to have a benchmark from which to grow. So when we understand mechanism, right, the parts that make up the whole, we understand the machine as a whole. We get out of this like, oh, I just have to invite, I just have to invite, I just have to invite. And it becomes this, like inviting itself becomes this piece that you can take apart into these 5 things that have been very clear to me in my business. And I can begin to like screw back the pieces that need to be screwed in. So inviting is a process. This is like really the last piece that I want to leave you with. Inviting is a process. And I think a lot of the times we can think of inviting as an action. It's just something we do, but it is a process. And each compartment of inviting is a part of that process that needs to be there in order for, right, our teams to grow, parties to get on the calendar, people to try product that haven't tried it yet. So just as a machine is not a giant standalone part, neither is your business. And so I want to leave you with just this question to ponder and think on, and then the other ladies will take it away. But in what piece of the process of inviting do you need to hone in on and then act upon? In what piece of the process of inviting do you need to hone in on and then act upon? There you have it. I'm going to zip it.
That was so good. And what I love is that you didn't share a script. Like, this is how we invite, because when you have that inviting process, you're open to relationships, you're cultivating them, you're being willing to engage, you're remaining detached from the outcome. You're just there to do drops of sunshine. I feel like it's a human experience to then go and invite somebody that you don't need. What am I going to say to her? It's like, hey, you should do this. I think you would be amazing. Or have you ever thought about doing what I do? I mean, it can be, there's no right or wrong way. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person, right? Unless they have no idea who you are and why you're asking them what you're asking them. So just that human connection. So I love that, Shal. Thank you so much. We'll let you jump off and go to your event. That was so good. So I'm going to be covering the first part. So inviting in the 3 pillars. I mean, really, they can kind of come in because we're not just all starting from day one, wherever they need to come in. But I'm going to talk about connecting, adding value, or connecting, increasing increasing visibility and meeting new people. So a few different ways that you can do that is obviously increasing visibility. When you think about that, if you had a brick and mortar store, how are you going to increase visibility? Yes, we are mostly online, but that doesn't mean we have to stay there. And it also doesn't mean we only get to shout from our little box on the internet. So how are you going to increase visibility? Reels are an incredible way to increase visibility right now. I freaking hate Reels. I hate them. They're messy. I hate them so much, but that's okay. I'm jumping out of my comfort zone. Usually I don't even go back and watch them forever. Or maybe you love Reels, but if you because I know I hate Reels so much, that is where I know my biggest growth is. So ways to increase your visibility is Reels, short form video, IGTV, stories, things that are going to get people looking at you, right? Posting, using hashtags, going live. You can also engage in conversation with people that you already know on Facebook, maybe people that are already in your VIP page, your current followers. There's no way you've engaged with all of them. And then also going out and increasing your visibility. PS, as you are engaging, as you are posting, as you are doing these things, it is going to ramp up that little machine so that Instagram is going to show you more. It's not about being perfect, but it is about showing up often, right? I'm not going to say go post 7 times a week. I won't post 7 times a week. I don't even like posting 5 times a week. However, showing up more in your social media increases your visibility for people that are already finding you and people that want to find you. So, and there are so many people out there that do want to find you. So where in the world are you going to find these people to go and connect with them? I'm going to give you a couple different examples, and I want you to write down what rings true for you. People that are watching your stories, consider your stories like a YouTube channel. They're watching your behind the scenes. They don't just want to see Wednesday releases. They want to see your cute dog. They want to see your outfit of the day. They want to see different pairings, or maybe some new shoes that you just got, or what you just bought. I just posted what I got, some school clothes, and I linked it. They want to see what it is that you are up to because they are invested in your life. Why in the world do our kids go and watch these YouTubers play with the same toy that they have at home? Because it is very interesting to watch other people live their life, right? That is it. The connecting with people on stories. You can see who watches your stories. You can see who follows and watches consistently, and you can reach out to them. And I'm not saying you need to say anything crazy. It's just like, thanks so much for supporting me in my business and watching my stories. Or, hey, how have you been? It's been a while since we've talked. It's just having that communication. Posting, obviously, you're going to go to anybody. The more you post, the more people you're going to have to go and connect with. But likes and comments on your stories, you may not be getting a ton of connections if you are only posting new releases on Wednesdays. So that is something to also think about, is maybe some more posts that you can do that outside of just the product so that they can see you as a human. Angel's going to talk about adding value. And then obviously we also have my voice cracking. And then we also have current followers and people in your VIP page. There is just absolutely no way that you have fully connected with all of your followers and all of your VIP people. Those are people that you can go and build that relationship with, build visibility. The more you connect with them, the more they're going to see what you are posting as well. And you're just going to leave drops of sunshine. We are in the social selling network marketing business. That is what we do, right? I'm a social weirdo. I don't like being super social. So I don't love going out and engaging, but once I do and like connect with people and get that real connection, it means so much. Also searching current hashtags and putting hashtags on your posts. We're not going to get crazy into that. And there's not all the rules, but it's just like, what are you into? I always use this example, but are you a Peloton mom? Are you gluten-free? Are you a twin mom? Are you a college student? Are you going back to get your master's? Whatever it is that you are doing, search that hashtag and you're going to see so many other people in that same boat. Or if you're on Facebook, go and find different groups of people that you can just go connect with. You're not connecting with them to get them. You're just connecting with them to build relationships. And maybe it builds that practice. Maybe you're bringing light to their day that maybe in 6 months when they're looking for leggings, they think of you, and maybe not. That is totally okay. But adding in, 20 minutes a day of going and connecting with people, whether are already in your circle or people outside of your circle, adding content to your VIP page and outside of your VIP page. Because if you are only posting in your VIP page, you are only showing yourself to those same people, but there's a whole other world out here of people that want to be following you. So just put the humanness back into this process. There's no right or wrong. Just like Shalini said, all of our businesses are going to look differently. But as you are listening, what are some ways that you can add more humanness? Maybe that you can add more visibility. Maybe you can add more drops of sunshine to people's lives, and make a goal to do that. And we'll talk about that in a second. But I'm going to turn the time over to Angel to talk about adding value. And then we'll kind of come back here and talk about a team challenge that we have going up.
Well, first of all, Sarah, thanks for having me. And I love seeing Lindsay and Lisa and Kim. Shout out to you, girl. That is awesome that you're here. I go on so many calls and it's just me and somebody, and I'm like, heck yeah, like you're just going to be that much further along. So I'm really proud to see you here. But I was really excited that Sarah asked me to talk about this because this is a passion, really a true passion of mine. Is I love this business. It is just so amazing. And this is the greatest time, honestly, to be part of it. I know it was easier before when we were locked down and we were on Facebook and everyone was shopping because they weren't doing anything else. But I'm more excited about now and the future, because this is really our time to shine. First of all, customer service is horrible. Anywhere you go, you're pretty much getting bad service. There's nobody working. There's so many challenges with that. There's not products on the shelves, any of this stuff. And we can provide all of the things people want to be happy. We can provide a smiling person that is there for them and giving them all the love in the world. So that is our number one. That is what brings me so much joy, is if I can make somebody's day better, if I can help somebody else who is frustrated or stressed out or even needs to save money. We have so many incredible ways to save money with this business that other companies don't. So we have the leg up so many ways that we should be super excited about. And unfortunately, there are people that are giving up, because that's what a lot of people do. They let fear take over and they're like, oh my gosh, it's getting hard. I don't know what to do. What am I? All you got to do is be you and share you, and you are going to help and touch so many people. So my number one goal, I told Sarah this, is that everybody out there that I can possibly touch will think of me or somebody on my team when they want to get Zaya, or when they want to get clothes, not even Zaya, but clothes. You know, I would love for them to know about the brand and wear it proudly, but I want them to look and feel great. And I want them to think of me or somebody that is with me to do that. So that is the number one thing. And then I just got over listening to, we participated in a Tony Robbins Unleash the Power Within. It was a great, incredible weekend. And one thing he's really stresses on is just becoming and creating raving fans. So my goal in life is that everyone is just a huge, massive fan of Zaya, and hopefully of me or somebody on my team or whatever. And there's so many easy ways to do this. The very first basic way is just to be a walking billboard for the brand we love, right? Now, I know right now I look like I'm not wearing any Zaya. Y'all, I have on the little pink bra here. I have on my Unity leggings, and I was wearing a cream cardigan with this whole outfit. So majority of everything I wear every single day is Zaya. And I've really been on a big kick of sharing that with people, that even though you have to go into an office now, you can look amazing and adorable in your Zaya wear. So pair it with what you already own. And then that way you get your cute clothes that you want to have, that you want to work out in, that we want to do all the things, but you also don't have to, you know, you can still look cute. And speaking of reels, I want everybody not to be scared of reels. I literally went on today and I found a reel that says use this template that I really liked. I literally pulled it up. I don't know if y'all have done this. I pulled it up. It gave me the music. It gave me the 6 photos. I added my 6 photos and I had my reel in 5 minutes. I've already had 450 people look at it. It took me less than 5 minutes. So it's so easy to do. Don't get intimidated. Like Sarah said, be you, be real. Nobody wants to see perfect. Nobody wants to see whatever. But what I did is I showed, these are my 6 outfits, and none of them look like I was wearing Zaya as people think it is. So that is number one, is be consistent. Every single day I get up and I post and I share my outfit of the day. I share, and I don't tag Zaya all the time, and I don't scream it on the rooftop, but I show me as a person and how incredible this brand is for me and my life and my everyday wear and all of that. So that's number one. You have to be consistent. You cannot be like mix matching, and you can't be, okay, I'm going to blast everybody out for a day or two and then not show up for another week. And you can't just be using, as if you watch my training for base camp, you can't just be showing all Zaya corporate stuff, which is good, but you want to show other things. So being out there, and I pre-batch so much of my stuff. So be smart about it. Get some kind of service. There's free ones out there where you can just batch everything. Even Facebook, you can batch everything. And then I just go on, and then I have the time I have to communicate with people and engage with people. And one other thing I've started to do with this whole season is getting back to the basics. And I really wanted to reconnect with all my customers. So I did this in Canva. It was super easy. I created a postcard and it says, how can I make your day better? That's all it says. And then on the back, it tells them all the ways I want to make their day better. I gave them a $5 gift card, a code to use. And you know what? Not a lot of people use it, but some people did. I offered to do a a one-on-one Zoom with them to go through their closet and help them pick out stuff. I wanted, if they want to do an event. So I gave them these options with my QR code, and I mailed this to all my customers. And I got so many people, again, not everyone used the code, but so many people that were like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for reaching out, and just reminding them that I'm here. So doing something like this, I did think about doing like a recipe, or something they would keep it on their fridge, but I decided just to go in my picture, and hopefully they made them smile. How can I make them happy? So that's something super easy to do. I used Vistaprint. Vistaprint was like $30. The most expensive part of it was the postage, and I did it in batches. So I gave myself a budget, and then every month I mailed a little bit at a time. But that's getting back to the basics. People don't get a lot of mail, and when they do, it's not something they want to receive. But who does not want to receive a "how can I make your day better" postcard? So that's super, super easy. Then my customers, I totally, absolutely love on them, like beyond love on them. And I have a running list of all of my customers who at least do a couple of things. They are either engaged on my VIP page. They might not be buying from me all the time, but they're active, they're involved, they're sharing, or that they might shop for me every month or two or whatever. And then I consider them just part of this group that I call my VIP. And anyone can be part of my VIP. I tell people, if you want to be part of what I do for you for this part, then let me know. But the things I do is first of all, I send them a birthday kit. I find out their birthdays. I send them a little birthday kit. I give them another little mailer, and I get a bunch of cute little cheap stuff from Oriental Trading. I've talked about this in other trainings because it's that good, guys. It is so inexpensive. And who does not want to receive in the mail this cute little stuff for their birthday? They don't know about it. They get it in the mail and they love it. So inexpensive way to do that in a little card for me. And I do offer them my discount for that month. People love that. That goes a big, big way. I do loyalty cards, and this is an easy, free thing to do, where after they shop a certain number of times, I give them a Zaya gift card to use, and they have a limit to use that within a month. So I just keep up with their purchases in my little note system in Teamsy, which is a great way to keep all of this stuff together. And I communicate with them, hey, like I do it once a month. I go through my customer list, and if they are on my VIP list, I say, oh, you earned 2 punches this month, and I send them their card, and they get so excited because they forget to keep up with it. But again, if you have it all kind of organized and you do this, it goes really, really well. I do, again, have that running list. So on social media, I go check in with them. I go look on their pages, and when I have my power hours and I comment on their stuff, I like their stuff, I know about their lives, and I'll even send them private messages like, hey, I'm praying for you this weekend, or good luck with your daughter's cheerleading camp, or whatever it is. Again, that is free and easy, and it really does create people who are raving, exciting. I mean, who does this? What customer service person that you deal with at Target or Lulu or any places do any of these things? None of them. Okay. I definitely, I will provide them their own shopping link if they want one after a while. Of course, if they shop for me every month or two, I say, hey, you need your own shopping link. You can earn rewards. And then the last thing I wanted to mention before I just quickly touch on a couple of things with my VIP is I started a VIP of the month. And you guys, this has been so incredible. So again, I looked at people that were doing a lot with helping me in my business. The girl this month rarely buys from me. She doesn't have a lot of money. She's about 76 years old. She's the cutest lady in the world. And the light of her life and the most exciting thing she does every day is go on the VIP page, which how incredible is that we are doing that for people's lives. We really are. We're changing their lives in so many ways, even if it's providing community, which is one of our pillars. But what I do is I profile them. I create a little graphic in Canva, and I ask them questions like, what are your favorite things to do? Tell me about your family. Tell me about your kids, your hobbies. What's your favorite Zaya? And then I promote them out as my VIP of the month. They also, all sales that month go to their party link, and they earn all the rewards. And she's like almost at level 3. So she's super excited. And I give a percentage of my sales to a charity of their choice. So this really, guys, is like such an easy thing to do. And you don't have to do all those things, but I will tell you that I've just started this year, and the customers I profiled are just like super excited and super honored to be there. And 2 of them want to join my team. Not that I'm doing it for that but that's how deeply connected they are getting to the relationship is just that much stronger because of these little things. And a couple of other little quick new things I'm doing is I do a weekly newsletter now to promote new releases. And I've seen other reps do this before, but what I did add to it, because you want to be providing things for them. And so I looked at what I was good at, and I had all these free resources of books I like to read, of self-help stuff I do, or recipes I like. And I just include 3 of those in my newsletter, and I just have a template I'm using and I email it out. People have loved the newsletter. I've gotten sales from it, and definitely because again, my goal is every time people are thinking about buying a piece of clothing, they are thinking about me, because I'm not only present social media, I am active in my VIP page, I'm connected to them and as a customer, and I'm sending them something in the mail. And then the last thing I'm doing is offering a free class every month that they get to pick. I have them vote on it, and I've offered things that I'm good at. So time management, Instagram, some other topics. And that's been really fun for them. I'm going to start it next month, but for them to be able to vote on something, again, it will have a way for us to be connected, have a Zoom call, super easy. Again, it just takes a little bit of time, but most everything I do in an hour. I tell my team, if you have an hour to use, you can have a very successful business. You just have to use your buckets and make sure you're doing it right, and do it on the things that matter, and connecting with people and telling them how important they are to you, because this is a real thing. I love every single customer of mine, every single team member, every single person who's not a customer, who's just engaged on my VIP page. They're super important. I want them to feel like they're the most important thing to me, and become a raving fan, like Tony would say. So Sarah, I hope that helps. I didn't mention Teamsy that much, but I would say if you're not using something like Teamsy, it helps me to connect with that I haven't connected with in a long time. And I get everything organized in Teamsy. So again, I can put my notes of when their birthdays are, what their loyalty punches are at, when the last time I talked to them was, all that kind of stuff. And it's amazing. I was going through it yesterday. I'm like, oh my gosh, this one customer buys from me all the time, but I haven't talked to her in 2.5 months. She obviously hasn't purchased from me. And I'm like, if I hadn't had Teamsy, I wouldn't have recognized that. And I immediately reached out to her and checked in on her. So I think that's another really super important part of like that whole component of just creating the space for you. But I will say, don't give up. This is the time to shine. We have such a great opportunity with what is going on to make people's lives better. And that's what I'm here to do. So hopefully that helps.
I love that. And I love your heart. And I think it shows through in all of those examples. And I wrote down a whole bunch. I was like, oh my gosh, I've never even thought about that. Or, oh, I want to try this. But that's what I love so much about these calls too, is hearing that, is people can be like, this is the one that stands out. This, and this is what I want to add. And those were such good examples. And you're exactly right. Everybody needs sunshine right now. Everybody needs somebody to check in on them. And when we do that, this business is a lot more meaningful when it's not transactional, but it's relational. If you are feeling like, oh, I don't know how to reach out to somebody, or I'm not getting any sales, you're focusing on transactions, and it's a normal human thing to do. But when we jump into service and we jump into relationships and realize they're not just customer, there are things that they're going through too, or how can I serve them, or how can I show up for them, and just maybe post something on my social media that brightens their day, makes them laugh, whatever it is. Or remembers their birthday. I think that that's huge, because as moms, sometimes people don't remember our birthdays, and it's nice to get that little reminder. So I love that. Thank you so much, Angel.
And can I just say one other thing? And I know I do a lot of different stuff, and that's how my mind works, but you don't have to do any of that. I always tell my team members, like, just how do you want to be treated? And that's how you should treat people. And most people don't even get a follow-up email. I buy products all the time from people in direct sales and never even ask, how's that collagen working? Or how's that cream working? Nothing. And it's like, oh my gosh, I just spent all this money and they're not even. So at the very least, just follow up. Just make sure you're thanking them and appreciating them, and making sure their stuff fits them. Because how horrible if it doesn't fit them, they never return it. So do the basics, start there, and then you can build and get your pinwheels.
Your pinwheels. No, love that. So good. So many good things to kind of focus on. Because I think a lot of times when we hear add value, it's like, well, I don't know what I'm good at. I don't know what I can share. And it really is just about loving people and being relational. So I love that so much. Thank you, Angel. Okay, so we're going to kind of jump to the end of this here. And I challenge you right now to look at your business. I challenge you to look at the 3 different steps of meeting new people, increasing visibility, adding value, and inviting people in, and rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Am I frozen here? Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 under each of those things. Where are you at in your business? And I want you to find a lot of excitement in this, because with moving those numbers up 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, or just shifting those little levers, it is going to bring in more results and different results than you're currently getting. If you are finding that maybe you're not getting the results you want, it's time to change some things up. It's time to look at things. It's time to add yourself back into your business. And I hope that you find a lot of empowerment through that, that you are who you need to be successful. And it's not anybody else's business or ideas, it is you. So stop watering yourself down and look at what it is that you're looking at in your business. Rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 under each of those things, and then write down. And one thing that Shalini said was kind of, what are you going to hone in on and put into action this week? What are you going to do? I want you to pick one thing, because we can pick 75 things that we all think we need to be better at, but what is one thing that you are going to be better at this week? What does it look like that you are going to put into action? Make a plan. And you're going to hear my dog bark here in a second, because somebody's coming in the front door. Okay, and then the last thing is, as we jump into, and more information is going to be coming out, it's going to come in the newsletter, and it's also going to come through a team page on Monday, but we are going to be doing an activity challenge, and it's going to be centered around these things, because we want to get you into action. We know school doesn't go back to work. School doesn't start, go back to work, whatever, until mid-August. Well, some of you till September. My kids go back August 11th. But that does not mean that you wait until August 11th or September 6th to get back into action in your business, because it is through these actions that you are going to start that will, and you're going to see so many results and be able to jump in and take advantage of the growth for this fall. So we are going to be announcing that. There's going to be prizes. There's going to be weekly accountability for August. And I do know that corporate is throwing out some awesome promotions. And so we're really excited about that. So we're going to be watching for those, and this will help you take advantage of those. So I love so much what Angel had shared. Is there is not a better time to be a part of Zaya. I remember the first year I felt, I mean, it was hard. I remember our first shipment of seamless leggings all had holes in them, and we had just sold them to like so many people, and we were a brand new company, and nobody knew our products. Nobody cared about our products. We were $90 for a pair of leggings, and it was freaking hard, and people were jumping left and right. They were quitting, they were defeated, they wouldn't get into action. But that is what we are challenging you to do, is remember why you joined. Jump in. I know I am full steam ahead running through and building this business. And I know there are so many thousands and thousands and thousands of reps that are. So remember that what you focus on, you live the life you focus on. If you're focusing on how you're not where you want to be, or what's going on in your business, or why you can't work it, or all these things, that is going to be the life you focus on. But you can change that by getting into action, doing something different, and totally elevate your business and yourself, which elevating yourself is really why we're here, right? That's why we're building these businesses. It creates so much more than just a paycheck. And that is the core of everything that we are. So I'm super excited. More information is coming about this challenge. We're gonna have a tracker. We're gonna have accountability, like I said, and it's going to be a daily thing as well, just to kind of get you back into activity. But once again, pick what you're gonna hone in on. What does that look like? And we'll kind of talk to you guys later. This is recorded. It's also live on the team page, but the recording will be up tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight, and happy, whatever day it is, Tuesday. See ya.